finishing off these creeps, getting level 4 on his Demon Hunter now as well, and Hawk sort of staying up in the air and a Pocket Factory being put down as well, and meanwhile Moon now being sort of in quite a bad position. Speed Scroll being used very nicely by Who to get his Raiders into a very nice position around these dots, and you can see that even though Moon is sort of blocking off with a bit with his units, he really isn't getting the block that he needs, and I think he will want to get out of here probably sort of fairly soon, and he does actually TP out now, and this Pocket Factory will continue to produce units, and Who will probably just come kill it. But as we can see, Moon's still at sort of a very high food count. He knew when to TP out, and he knew that he wasn't really going to do too well in a fight with positioning like that, and so he did decide to get out sooner rather than later. And it looks like Moon actually managed to use a staff of teleportation to this Wisp, I guess, to go shopping, because he did just TP back to his base. I can only assume that that's how he got to the shop so quickly, and that's going to mean that Who isn't really going to be able to do the shopping that he wanted. I can't remember, I think Moon bought an Invuln pot. No, he bought a heal scroll, sorry, and so Who's not going to be able to buy that heal scroll. He does just have to buy an Invuln pot instead, and a pretty formidable army really for Who. He has one Berserker, which is just so nice. They're so nice against the dots, as long as you can keep it well positioned, because if it gets out of position, they are fairly easy to focus down with things like Clockwork Goblins, and level 3 in a bit for Tauren Chieftain, so I think Who will be interested at least in sort of doing some attacks at this point. And meanwhile, Who is now putting up an expansion. Actually, this is very sneaky by him. Moon will scout it immediately by the looks of things, so this could go very well for him. And Moon will probably want to hide the fact that he scouted it, because he doesn't want Who to know that Moon's going to be going there. It looks like he is just making a beeline for there, and Who might have actually scouted that. I'm not sure if he knew exactly where Moon was going, but he probably can guess, just based on the fact that there's no real reason to bring your entire army all the way down here, especially when Moon knows that Who has such base raiding capacity, and it looks like that is what he's doing now. Moon with Who, I don't know, he doesn't have a TP, no TP, but he does have a speed scroll, so if Moon does TP in, which he has done now, he might be able to just speed scroll away, and it looks like that's what he has done. Moon might manage to get one Cyclone off on, actually he gets the Blade Master. I thought he'd get the Grunt, but I thought the Blade Master was out of reach, and the Blade Master does just get Cycloned and run away. But meanwhile, it looks like the Tinker has actually been left behind here. It's placed a factory next to this Great Hall, and I think Pocket Factories do a lot of damage to buildings. I think this probably will be enough to take it down. That's a very nice move by Moon. I guess he must have moved his Tinker out of range, and put a potion of healing on it as well, but Who seems to have realised that the Tinker is around, and it's probably worth going for that kill, even though it's only level 1. Still getting a Tinker kill is really nice, and lots of free experience as well. And it looks like the Great Hall will now actually go down. Yeah, it looks like Who not bothering to try and take it down, because he knows that this Pocket Factory is going to stay up for long enough, so he may as well just give it some time, and Who forced to cancel his expansion attempt. Meanwhile, Moon doesn't look like he has wisps about it. This seems like prime expansion time. He has a lot of gold. He has 650 gold. He's at 50 food. I'm not sure what he's really planning on doing with his gold otherwise, because he isn't even. Oh, he is putting up some moon wells now. I guess his plan is just to sort of move a bit more into upkeep. But so I think an expansion would be fairly nice at this point. But I think Who might have just been shopping, or at least taking a look in the shops. But I don't think he actually bought anything, because obviously the marketplace is a bit different from just standard shops. And Blade Master are still very nice items, to be honest. This is going to be very important for Moon to keep that Blade Master in the air and out of position for as long as possible. And Moon, not really with that many dots. He still has lots of his early units, like his Berserker and his Archer, but obviously they're not high priority targets for Who. I mean, he'll kill them if he can't kill anything else, but generally dots are fairly easy to kill, especially with Raiders and Berserkers and whatnot. And Moon bringing a Hawk over here, but it looks like it times out just a bit too early. And meanwhile, the Beastmaster almost level 3. He should really creep that to level 3 before he tries and kills anything. And Moon's Wisp here that he's used a couple times now gets ensnared but detonates. Obviously, really slow to kill with just a bunch of raiders. And Moon now moving in. It looks like he knows Who was there, and he wants to get a good position in this fight. Obviously, Tauren Chieftain going for a shockwave as early as possible. That means he can't. There's not really much he can do. But Moon TPing out immediately. You guess this was a really bad positioning for him, because obviously he was completely in the open, and really you want to be fighting in the exact opposite position. You want to be fighting in a really tight area. And Who going for another expansion attempt, it looks like. And I don't think Moon has actually scouted this. He might have. Oh no, he does have a Wisp here. I guess it's possible he scouted it. Although if we just take a look at Fog of War, yeah, he has scouted it. And I think Moon will have to be quite careful to. When engaging this, because Who knows that Moon's likely to have scouted it, and probably will be anticipating it. Actually, no, it looks like he's just going to be going for some more base raiding. I'm not sure this is the best choice at this point, because obviously if you can get that expansion up, that's really going to be a game changer, whereas killing a couple of moon wells and whatnot, not really too important at this point. Beastmaster, buying a scroll of protection. Actually, you don't often see those in Orc vs. Elf, just because there's so much dispel from the Spirit Walkers. But I guess Moon has his reasons. Like maybe he just had lots of spare gold and he knew he was going to be in a fight soon, so he just bought any relevant items, and certainly it can have some effect. And Moon now cancelling this expansion, and he will get it cancelled, and then probably will have to TP back. And I think actually a TP scroll being used here for I guess he realised that too many of his units were out of position here. Who did actually lose a raider to Ancient of Winds. That's a bit careless, but actually losing a Spirit Walker as well, that was in ethereal form. I think a bit of carelessness there by Moon, or by but Moon is now stuck at 55 out of 40 food, so that means he's going to be mining a lower amount of gold, but unable to actually build any more units. That's a really bad position to be stuck in. And Moon's 2 Fairy Dragons actually going a bit ahead. No Bat Riders yet from and I think that's probably best for the best, because it's really hard to catch a pro player like Moon with Bat Riders, just because they have such good reflexes. And Moon now sending in his Quillbeast just to sort of do some, maybe cancel some salves or something, and just scout about a bit as well. And it looks like he is getting caught a bit here, and he looks like he will try and cancel some salves or just do a bit of damage. He obviously isn't cancelling the salve on the full health raider, because there's no real point in cancelling that, and also it's better to do damage to units that are already damaged, so that the full effects of healing aren't realised. And Moon with some wards here just being used to scout out just for I think base raiding, because he knows that who's going to be very prone to doing that, with his large number of raiders. And Moon with a Wisp here, it'd be really sneaky of him actually if he tried to expand here. Like, that's not the type of thing I can imagine Moon trying to do, but I think in this case he probably won't, especially considering this looks like this Wisp is about to be killed. Again, the raiders though, so it's going to be really slow. And I think maybe this means that who's going to go for an expansion again. He doesn't want it to be scouted. He does have one peon here, and actually a second peon as well. Maybe he's going to put up a burrow or something at the same time. I don't think he has a war mill. No, I guess it's going to have to be a burrow at the same time, maybe. I'm not exactly sure. Or maybe he's just going to use it to make sure that Moon doesn't expand there. Obviously, once you have enough lumber as Orc, you can really just send your peons to do whatever you want. Generally, you bring them with you for Spirit Link, but it's not always essential. And Moon now taking out one burrow before Who comes in, and actually coming in from a really annoying angle for Moon, because it's going to mean that it's going to be really hard for him to get a good block off. He has managed to move his dots around a bit, but still it's not a great positioning for him, and his Demon Hunter and Tinker are doing a nice job, but he hasn't used his Scroll of Protection yet. I think it's surprising he has that, but isn't using it, and maybe saving it for later battle or something, because you generally want to use it as soon as you can. Oh, he's using it now. There's no real point in saving it for later, but or for using it halfway through a battle, but I guess Moon just wanted sort of the dispels to be used earlier. And Tinker now level 2, probably was going to go for engineering upgrade, although certainly cluster rockets is really popular in this day and age. And Tinker now getting focused down, and looks like he will go down. And meanwhile, Moon with his Demon Hunter will be able to take out these 2 raiders, although it looks like he has been ensnared and they might get away, but Who's about to lose a whole lot of units actually. This is going to go very badly for him. Moon nicely turning one dot into bird form, and managing to get it away just in time. And meanwhile, Moon looks like he has a couple more actually, although he managed to turn them both into bird form as well. And some very nice micro there by Moon. Some really low units here, but the Demon Hunter is focused down by the Torn Chieftain and the Blade Master. But Beastmaster just getting some more experience now. Now level 4, we'll have a nice Hawk out soon, and Fairy Dragon seems to have been forgotten a bit by Moon. Gets ensnared and might get killed now. And I think Moon saved a lot of dots there just by turning him into bird form. And Moon sending his Quill Beasts just to sort of delay the amount of delay the salves, because obviously Who can't salve up until his Quill Beasts are gone. But Moon with 2 low health dots there, 1 more there. He saved a fair few, maybe 3 or 4, I think, and obviously this is sort of very good for him, because you can just buy a healing scroll later. Obviously you don't want to use your Moon Wells on dots if you can avoid it. It looks like Moon was trying to go and buy his Demon Hunter back from the tavern, but not going to manage to do that, and speech being used so that he can get the ensnare. But it looks like the Beastmaster will just be able to continue to run. I'm not sure if he will be able to get out or not, and it looks like he will manage to at least make it back to the base, where Moon has a couple dots lined up, and his Tinker is now back actually. I guess that came back from the altar, and Moon will undoubtedly try and tavern back his Demon Hunter now, because I think it was level 4, and that's just going to take too long, and who's going to be putting on the pressure now. And this level 2 Hawk now coming out and really doing a lot of damage to they're very good against Grunt, but obviously who's not built any of those for a while, but they are sort of still fairly good against Raiders. And very nice position here for the Pocket Factory, meaning that it's going to be really hard for who to actually base raid, and obviously Goblin's so good against Raiders, it's good to sort of chase who away, and Moon immediately rebuilding his Ancient of Wonders. It looks like Moon has now brought his Demon Hunter back at the tavern, and with a Wisp, and it looks like he might actually be in a lot of danger early on. He does have a one staff, and he does use it just before that next Raider gets in. You saw he was instared right at the beginning, and now another Raider was actually really close to getting in. He does have a TV scroll, but obviously definitely don't want to use that if at all possible. And Moon now just going to go and heal up, I guess, and obviously dropping his circlet so they can get maximum efficiency out of his Moon Walls. And maybe he's going to wait for his Ancient of Wonders to finish by a couple units, or by a couple healing potions and whatnot, and then go for another push. And meanwhile, no expansion attempts by Who, although